What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how I created these really cute colour block Valentine's Day nails, complete with 3D acrylic roses and also some bling. So if you guys would be interested to see how I created my first set on my new Flexihand, then just keep on watching. So without further ado guys, diving right in with today's video, and I'm first going to share with you just how I prepped my Flexihand before I went in with the gel application. So as you can see, I'm going in with a buffing block and I'm removing the surface shine from that nail tip, and these are basically the tips that you want to treat like your natural nails. So I'm doing this nice and gently, just basically scoring the surface, removing any dust, and then I take my nail file and I go in and I just sort of add a sort of oval shape at the bottom of that nail, and it just makes it a little easier for the tip application. So I'm now going in with my long stiletto tips that I have basically doctored so they fit this Flexihand, and I'm just going in with my nail glue, attaching them to that nail tips and then allowing that glue to settle. And finally guys, here is the nails once I've gone ahead and filed those tips in line with the natural nail. And I'm now going to go in with my base coat, and today I'm using Denato's Ultrabond for my base. This is basically just a bonding agent that acts as a sticky layer for you to adhere your gels to. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to all of the nails, and then I cured that for 60 seconds. And then my next step is to go ahead and build a thin base for me to go ahead and do the rest of my nails on. So for that I'm using Denato's Soft Clear, which is a lot softer than the gels from their other ranges. So it's really great at self-leveling and is perfect for beginners because you really just have to put it in one spot and it absolutely does its job of giving you a really nice even coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this again to all of the nails in a thin coat, curing that for 60 seconds. Then my next step was to go ahead and wipe away the sticky layer and file and buff those nails. So I had a nice even canvas again to go ahead and do the rest of my nail art on. So I'm just going in with a 100 grit file and I'm going in and refining the sidewalls, the tip, and also blending in the rest of the nail. So I am going to be saving my review of the Flexihand for an up and coming video because I do want to have a little bit of a play with it before giving you guys my thoughts. But I'm just going to say so far so good. I'm absolutely loving it. I had no issues whatsoever with doing this nail design, and those tips did not go anywhere until I forced them out. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. But anyway, on with the video, and I'm now going in with my colour block nail. So I saw these like encapsulated colour block nails done with acrylic, but I haven't really saw them done with gel, so I wanted to give it a try myself. So I am first going in with that soft cover number 1 from Denato, and I'm basically just working that into the cuticle area, refining that and also the sidewalls. And then when I drag the gel down, I'm going to a slant across the nail, and this is going to be my first colour block, sort of little block. But I'm basically just sorting that until everything is even, and then I do go ahead and fully cure that for 60 seconds before I go in with a second layer just to build up that ledge that I've created at the bottom. And then as you can see, when I was happy with the shape that I had created, I do go in with a clean gel brush just to make sure everything is nice and even. I am going to be filing it later on, but it does make it just a little bit easier to make sure you have already gone ahead and created the shape that you want. So with that same cover gel and my number 6 Klinsky brush, I am so in love with this brush, but I can't find it. I've had so many guys that ask me about it, but for the life of me, I cannot find it where I got it from on eBay at all. But I will keep looking because it is an awesome brush. So yeah, for the middle nail, I'm going ahead with 2 coats of that Denato's soft cover in number 1, and I'm doing a full cover nail with that, curing each layer for 60 seconds as well. So as you can see with this gel, it really is super thick. It has such a high viscosity that it is not going anywhere at all. So even when you put your brush in it, it definitely leaves those little brush marks in it, and it doesn't self-level very well. So I am still practicing with this, but I would imagine that if I went in with thicker beads of gel, that it wouldn't be as bumpy. But what I will say is, because it's a really nice soft gel, it did file no problems at all, and you really didn't see any of the bumpiness that I had left with my application. But that's something that I definitely need to work on, especially with these new Denato gels, because I found them to be super thick. And then off camera, I went ahead and added another layer of clear gel to the pointer finger and the pinky. And I'm now going in with Semilac's Little Rosy, which is a really nice pale pastel pink. And I'm applying 2 coats of this to that pointer nail, curing each for 30 seconds. And then for the pinky nail, I'm going in with 2 coats of Semilac's Grey Pepper. Again, you want to cure each for 30 seconds or a little bit more depending on your light. Then I have gone ahead and mixed up some Ultrabond, which is the base we used at the beginning, with some GlitterArty Nails Autumn Modern Grey, which is an absolutely stunning dove sort of grey with tones of rose gold and silver in there as well. So I'm applying this to my next layer. So I just went ahead and mixed those two together, so I created my own sort of glitter gel polish. And then using a really tiny gel brush, I'm going to apply this for my next colour block. I want to make sure I'm doing this thin in the first layer because I want to build it up as opposed to going in with it too thick, so it does, just in case it doesn't dry in the light. So as you can see, I'm doing my first layer, and then I fully cured that layer and went in with a second. And then once again, when I was happy with the shape that I had created, I do go in with a clean gel brush and just clean any glitter that had got onto the bottom part of that nail and make sure everything is nice and refined before I dry that. And then I do go in with the same glitter mix onto the pinky nail, and I'm just going to be creating a sort of glitter fade. So I start with the bulk of my glitter at the top of the cuticle area, and then just use my brush to disperse that evenly down that nail, getting less as it gets to the tip. And then I do go in and fully cure my nails for 60 seconds again. So once everything's dry, I'm just wiping away the sticky layer and I'm going in with my nail file just to refine that glitter part of my colour block nail. So I'm just using my file again to make sure everything is nice and even and in line with the top part. And then for the bottom of that tip, I'm going in with 2 coats of Semilac's Grey Pepper again, just to bring it in line with the rest of the design. And I fully cure each layer for 30 seconds. So we're now moving on to the middle finger, and as you can see, I just left it with a full cover of that soft colour in number 1 by Denato. And I'm now going in with my Indigo Nails Sugar Effect Gel and a thin detail brush, and I'm drawing 2 hearts, one at the side of the nail at the top, and then I go to the other side and do a smaller one then. And I am just using a gel brush to clean up and make sure that heart is nice and refined. I fully cure the first layer, and then I go over that to make sure everything is nice and even, and my heart is basically how I like it. And then I use the same glitter that I used at the beginning, which is Modern Grey by GlitterArty Nails, and I'm going to fill those 2 little hearts with that glitter mix, trying to keep within the lines as much as possible. And then I go ahead and cure that nail for a full 60 seconds again. And And then for the pointer nail, with that Sugar Effect gel and my detail brush again, I'm going in and I'm doing some vertical stripes down that nail. I only do 3 stripes, so they're slightly thicker than my usual stripes, and I just try and keep them evenly spaced. And then when I was happy with that, I do make sure I go in again with my gel brush and tidy all of that lines up just to make sure everything is nice and even, and then I pop that again into my LED light for 30 seconds. And then my next step was to go ahead with Denato's Soft Clear, and I am going to go ahead and encapsulate the middle finger, the ring finger, and also the pinky nail, just so I have something to file and buff those nails before I go ahead and add a little bit more nail art to this middle finger. And then as you can see, I go in with that ring finger and I add a couple of layers of that clear gel to that grey part of the nail, just so that is in line with the glitter part and also the covered pink part, so everything is nice and flush. Then I'm going to be using this acrylic mould that I got from AliExpress. I'm also using Glam and Glitz Taliha, and then I'm using Soft Sage by Shades of Shimmer, and I'm going to do 1 grey flower and I'm going to do 1 pink flower. And again, you want to make sure that you're doing 1 flower at a time, because you want to use your brush just to go ahead and slightly bend that flower, so when you're going to apply it to your nail, it's not flat, and you could curve it around the shape of your nail, and it just fits that a little bit better. And then I went ahead and popped those on the nail, and I used some Edge clear acrylic powder and my Alpha number 10 brush to apply them, and then I'm going in with some clear acrylic powder just around the sides of those flowers, just to make sure they are nice and stuck to that nail and that they won't pop off at a later date. And then to finish off that nail, I did go ahead and use some Swarovski crystals in pink opal and some grey ones that I can't remember the name of, just to fill up that sort of nail and add a little bit of pizzazz to it, because you know I can't help myself when it comes to the bling. And now I'm going in to finish off the ring finger, so I'm doing a sort of like, I don't even know what to call it, sort of like a fancy line lacy type design. So I basically start by adding really tiny delicate lines down this nail, and then I add some small dots just to give it a little bit of character and to fill up the rest of that nail. And then again, I popped that into my LED light for a full cure, and then I went ahead and top coated those nails just with a clear gel, so when I went in to file, I didn't disrupt any of the nail art that I had previously put on. And now I'm going in again with that 100 grit file and my nail buffer, just to finish file and refine and buff the shape of those nails. And then to finish off this design, I am now going in with Denato's Brilliant Glanz exclusive top coat. Sorry, that was a little bit of a mouthful there. This gel line is completely new to me. I'm so far loving it. I want to do a review for you guys at a later date, because so far it's a little bit of a learning curve with a couple of the gels, but they are absolutely fantastic. And this top coat was one of my absolute favourites. As soon as I popped that on that glitter, it literally just jumped to life and was so shiny and sparkly. It was simply beautiful. So yeah, I will be doing a review on this gel line in an up and coming video, so stay tuned for that one. But as you can see, I just apply this to all of the nails, and then I cured that again for 60 seconds. And finally guys, this is what this set looks like once everything is done, and I must admit I had so much fun doing this set on this Flexihand, but again I will save that for a later video, but I just cannot tell you how in love I am. But I really hope you guys enjoyed my very first sort of Valentine's Day nails, and they could probably be worn any time of the year. I definitely would rock these any time of the year, but I had Valentine's Day in mind when I came with these, so I sort of wanted to go in a little bit light and use some of these new gels that I recently purchased. And finally guys, that has us reached the end of today's video, and as always I really hope you enjoyed my very first set on the Flexihand, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Kylie, I am a complete nail polish addict, and on this channel you will find everything from nail art to swatches, reviews and the occasional haul. So if that's something that piques your interest, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that notifications bell. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!